Two things that impact the driver. One is filling up the DEF tank if it's not done at his local station, and the other is paying attention to the warnings, understanding what's happening. Is there enough information for the drivers in the cab that they understand their DEF status? On the first, in terms of DEF availability, again back to our customer council on the on-highway. Now again, a lot of those guys do fill up at their hubs, so the drivers themselves might not be filling it up, but to a person, they said, no, we've really had no issues with DEF with our drivers, except one guy. And he said, yeah, I got a big complaint from one of my drivers. He got DEF on his cowboy boots, and they changed color a bit. So he didn't quite clean them off quick enough. So if that's our biggest issue, I think we're doing all right. In terms of what's going on in the cab, again, each OEM had a bit of flexibility in how they would launch this in terms of warning and letting our customers know what was going on with DEF. PACCAR and Kenworth have a progressive strategy. There is a fuel gauge specific to DEF in all of our 2010 vehicles. It goes through a progressive strategy of warnings for our customers as DEF continues to get lower. There is what we call, when you get to the 2.5% or before the tank is empty, what we call a voluntary torque to rate, and I think that's just marketing spin because there's nothing voluntary about it. The vehicle goes into about a 25% torque to rate. So it's not mission critical. It won't stop the driver from delivering their product, but it will be noticeable to that driver. He will certainly notice a loss of 25% torque. So that lets him know that he really, really needs to refill up with DEF. If he slows down and has to start back up, he's going to have a very hard time getting up a hill, very hard time getting out of the gate with a loss of 25% torque. And then at stage 4, if he keys off, it only happens when you get keyed off, he or she will be limited to about 5 miles per hour until they go and fill that tank up. So it's fairly aggressive, but we provide a lot of warnings to the driver to let them know the status of their DEF tanks. By 2010, which is a small filter, we expect that filter those changes to be more in years than in months, so we really hasn't seen an issue with that. That filter is readily available through our aftermarket distribution network, so we do not anticipate any service issues. But then on the positive side, as I alluded to, with reduced regenerations, particularly for our vocational customers, we expect to see reduced DPF cleaning intervals. So we don't know exactly how that's going to pan out, but we expect that to be a significant improvement for our vocational customers down the road.